to each year a theme. This year, the Sea Soldier, a celebration of the history, colour and skills of the Royal Marines. In the shadow and smoke of the guns of HMS Victory, their massed bands launch us on our journey through 300 and more years of marine achievement, with the newly commissioned march, Soldier and Sailor too. These soldier musicians, drawn from the 7 Royal Marines bands, have performed all over the world, from the Falklands to Leningrad. For us tonight, they now perform Raiders of the Lost Ark. drum beatings to the arrangement Carajak are an echo of the earliest days of the Marine Service. A service that finds its origins in October 1664, when King Charles II ordered the formation of the Duke of York and Albany's Maritime Regiment of Foot. The drum called the men to action, signalled shipboard routine. And the bands now prepare to withdraw to that most appropriate of marches, Life on the Ocean Wave. As the bands leave the arena, how do you get a quart into a pint pot? 20 columns fold down to 10. I suppose the technical term for it is getting narrower. The teams for tonight's Royal Naval Field Gun competition. On the far side, Devonport. On the near side, Portsmouth. It's a competition that finds its roots in the South African War. In 1899, the British Army was besieged by the Boers at Ladysmith. Naval guns were landed from HMS Terrible and HMS Powerful. Some were mounted on wheels and manhandled across country. The speed of the journey and the accuracy of the artillery fire saw off the Boers in just 1 hour. Ladysmith was relieved, the guns were paraded through London in celebration, and the competition was born. A competition that needs strength and skill and dedicated training. Battery Commander Ken Mather lights the thunder flash that will signal the start of the first of 3 sections of this competition. And they're off. First, Portsmouth plunging to the end of what's called the home wall. Gun and limber, they're separated and then up and over the wall. The limber weighing 145 pounds, and the gun carriage and barrel, between them 1,250 pounds. The team's forward now. They've raised the sheer legs and spars. That'll allow the equipment to be swung out over the 28-foot supposedly bottomless chasm. Across the divide, the upright spars are in place. They'll carry the wire strainers on which all the equipment's going to be slung. Portsmouth pulling out a lead, their first wheels across. And Devonport in trouble. But now they're managing to get their first wheels onto the wire strainer. Portsmouth swing out the gun barrel, but Devonport are still struggling with the gun carriage. Portsmouth opening up a commanding lead. They're running to the enemy wall as the limber swings out over the chasm. The Portsmouth gun dismantled again through the hole in the enemy wall. Devonport, meanwhile, just approaching the enemy wall. And off come the wheels. Gun on its side through the wall as Portsmouth fire their 3 rounds at the enemy. Devonport through the wall, prepare to fire. The judges check that the rounds have been fired correctly. They'll also be adding up any penalty points. But at the end of the run out, the provisional timings, Devonport 1 minute 42.41 seconds, Portsmouth 1 minute 26.13 seconds. And just look at the sheer strength needed to haul guns with a combined weight equivalent to that of a saloon car over these 5 feet walls. The bugle signals the start of the run back. The guns and equipment back over the enemy wall this time. The two teams neck and neck, but Devonport, of course, needing to make up a lot of time. Over the chasm, each of these wheels, among the lighter bits of equipment, they weigh 120 pounds each. Back for the limber. And on this run too, Portsmouth pulling out something of a lead. Devonport losing more time as they fight to get the wheels back on the gun and the barrel down. And the last man for Portsmouth hauled back, the Flying Angel. The sheer legs down and Portsmouth again ready to fire. Devonport in position. And the times at the end of the run back, 2 minutes 54.31 seconds for Devonport, but Portsmouth 2 minutes 27.80 seconds. Now, such is the interest in this annual field gun competition, which also involves a team from the Fleet Air Arm, that every day during the tournament the results are signalled to naval establishments worldwide. Men already tired push themselves for the last run. Equipment through the home wall and reassembled. And then the pull for home. Portsmouth yet again extending their lead. And if you're wondering what gives these lads their stamina, let me tell you that for breakfast they each have 6 rashers of bacon, 5 sausages and 3 eggs, amongst other things. But now the arena commentator, Basil Wright, has the timings.
For the moment, the running times are these. Devonport, 3 minutes, 16.45 seconds, and Portsmouth, 2 minutes, 48.14.
Appreciation for the toil and sweat of the Royal Naval Field Gunners. But now in the arena, discipline and hand perfection of a different order. The drill display of the King's Squad Royal Marines. On the 7th of March 1918, King George V visited the Royal Marine Depot at Deal to inspect a march past of recruits. 6 weeks later, the 4th Battalion Royal Marines were involved in the raid on Zeebrugge. They won 2 Victoria Crosses. The King directed that from then on, the senior group of Marine recruits would be known as the King's Squad. The inheritors of that honour tonight show their mastery of parade ground skill. Marching to a synthesized version of the Marines' March, Carnarvon Castle, the King's Squad will create the symbols of the Marines, the cap-badged star and the intertwined anchor. The squad we're watching tonight is made up of the most recently passed out recruits from the Commando Training School at Lympstone in Devon. The King's Squad, Royal Marines. And meanwhile, 120 feet above the Earl's Court Arena, something stirs. It can only mean one thing, the battle that all the kids in the audience have been waiting for. Imagine the scene, a corner of an Arctic wilderness. Men of 4-2 Commando Royal Marines have been airlifted to the scene to undertake a rescue mission. A diplomat and his secretary are being held hostage. The advance party takes up position in anticipation of enemy counterattack.
Kilo 4 Bravo, send in vehicle support group now.
Overland support troops are given the all-clear to advance. From January to March every year, the Marine Commandos carry out this type of training in Norway.
Charlie Charlie 1, Charlie Charlie 1. This is 30 Alpha. Prepare to climb now. Charlie Charlie 1, climb now.
The assault on the enemy's glacier stronghold begins.
Charlie Charlie 1, Charlie Charlie 1, enemy patrol sighted. Milan, action left.
Enemy reinforcements have been spotted, but the Marine Commandos have surprise on their side.
Kilo 4 Bravo, hostage secure. I say again, hostage secure. Charlie Charlie 1, extract now.
Opposition overcome, the Commandos begin their withdrawal. And at the top of the glacier, otherwise known as the roof, the hostage diplomat makes his escape with the help of his umbrella. And out comes the diplomat's secretary too, hardly dressed for Arctic encounters. Another mission impossible made possible by the men of M Company 42 Commando Royal Marines, led through the snowy wastes by Company Commander Captain Steve Cox. We march now to our finale, the band of the United States 2nd Marine Division and Semper Fidelis by Sousa. Semper Fidelis, always faithful, the motto of the United States Marines. The band, based at Camp Lejeune, Jacksonville, North Carolina, now raises the temperature and the tempo and demonstrates its jazz accomplishments with Sing, Sing, Sing. there follows the Song of the Marines. The band of the United States 2nd Marine Division will be joined now by Marine detachments from Spain and from the Netherlands, and by the massed bands of the Royal Marines, with H.M. Jollies. At the end of each day, there's the evening hymn and the ceremony of sunset.
O eternal Lord God, who through many generations has united the members of our corps, grant thy blessing, we beseech thee, on Royal Marines serving all round the globe. Bestow thy crown of righteousness upon all our efforts and endeavors, and may our laurels be those of gallantry and honor, loyalty and courage. We ask these things in the name of him whose courage never failed, our Redeemer, Jesus Christ. Amen.
For more than 3 centuries, the Royal Marines have served the world over, an achievement symbolised in the globe and laurel of their badge. Tonight, they proudly stand centre stage at this, the 100th Royal Tournament.